Every day, civilians are fleeing from Mosul with whatever means they have. Entire families running for their lives. But once they reach the safe zone, they are separated. Women and children go straight to the camps, while the men have to go through a security check. It's a procedure everyone goes through. So Fatma wasn't worried when she left her husband Saleh and their son Muhammad behind. But the next day, only Saleh showed up at the camp.
A soldier checked our names on a computer and told my son to go to one side. I told him, this is my son and he has nothing to do with ISIL. If we did, we wouldn't be here. They took him and their two nephews, then they called our names and got us in the buses.
Iraqi security forces have a list of 40,000 names of ISIL suspects, and they fear that some could sneak out of the battlefield hidden among the civilians. But Fatma is riddled with worry. Her son could be unfairly charged and tortured. She has no information about his whereabouts or means of inquiring about him. Kurdish authorities closely monitor the movement of those living in the camps. Anyone wanting to go out needs a permit, and only a few are granted. Anyone who arrives here has to go through a screening process. They also have to submit their identity cards to the authorities here, who do a background check. They won't get them back until they return home. The Kurds have their own list of suspects, compiled when ISIL occupied some of their territory. And officials at the camp say they have caught several infiltrators since the offensive in western Mosul started.
Yes, of course. We have found a good enough number of ISIL across camps. I can't give you the exact number, but any person suspected or accused of being ISIL affiliated will then be handed over to the headquarters.
Hanan's husband was picked up 3 days after their arrival here.
There was no work in Mosul. Before, he was a builder, but everything stopped. He took a job at the municipality under ISIL as a street cleaner. Twice a week he helped with the distribution of food to the poor, widows and orphans at the local mosque. They'd give him food in return.
Someone in the camp recognized him and told the authorities. Both Iraqi and Kurds depend on secret informants to gather intelligence.
We are all secret informants. Infiltration happens. When we came out of Mosul, we saw people who had joined ISIL and then left. They came with us to the camp, but someone reported them and they were taken away.
The battle for Mosul is entering its most difficult phase, and more fighters are expected to try to sneak out. Relying on tips from civilians is now important to stop ISIL from spreading further. Hoda Abdel-Hamid, Al Jazeera in northern Iraq.